That's weird. We were just talking about that. That was really weird because we were just talking about that. That was just a conversation that I was having with a bunch of gods. We have to leave March or April. We can't be in the desert during March and April. It's too hot. So we all knew as gods that right around March or April, we'd have to leave. And because of it, Palm Springs is freaking out, and the desert people are freaking out, and they don't want me going to Banning and Beaumont, Temecula and Riverside and all over the place because I'm going to be gone in a month maybe or something. We are deciding that Arizona always loved and worshipped me. Maryland and Rhode Island loved and worshipped me more, but they're so far away. And, I'm just the poor dead god, world famous thing. So, we're thinking maybe Arizona, because Arizona did love and worship me the most, and they're not too far away to drive to. And if you go to the certain Flagstaff type area, it's not too hot in the summer. Or, we were also thinking about what about in the area? Well, Landers is the best morals, but they don't even have a company to work out there. So Landers is the best in loving goodness. And then SkyValley is best in greatness of God's strength. But there's nowhere to work out there. And I don't even know if it gets that hot in the summer, but maybe it does because it's right next to the desert. So, I don't know. Keep trying. Every city, every area, just keep trying because you never know. We really wanted somewhere like Big Bear, or we wanted to find somewhere like Big Bear, Idlewild, Pioneer Town. Those are really good towns that don't get too hot in the summer and are pretty fun to work in and live in. But they're all places that love the rape and murder of the dead god Bonnie Annika. They're not good areas. So we're trying to find something like Big Bear, Pioneer Town, Idlewild, but not the happiness of the excitement of the rape and murder of the death of God type people. We're trying to find a city where they only want the good benefits from a powerful dead God and don't tend to love the bad negative you can bring by being anything against God. So it's up to you guys. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the gods and I are still thinking about it. We have a few weeks, but not much time left. So, let us know out there, people, or try to say what you guys would want to say out there, people. We do have a fallback plan. The fallback plan is to go to San Diego temporarily to enjoy the beach in San Diego and the part of the fact that I was born there. So, one temporary solution is to go to San Diego, reflect on the reality and magnitude of the fact that I am a monumental dead creator God that was birthed into the family chosen by the devil in the embryo. And I indeed am a dead God who has lived over 50 years being murdered and more by nobody, humans and countries and stuff. That were backed by evil God enemies and gods that hated me, but still the point. But so one temporary idea is to go back to San Diego, reflect on the 50-some years of the murder and desecration of the death of God and the reality of human nobodies that would destroy the death of God and more and act like somebody wanted to be there, and all the multitudes of sickening, unthinkable things they have done over the years. And really, really make sure the wrath of God, the judgments of God, and the destruction of the 666 is appropriate to the crimes that are the most extreme, unthinkable crimes that have never been committed, not even by my worst evil God enemies would not even be suicidal enough to commit a lot of the crimes that the United States and Dubai committed against me. So Another thing is to reflect and reflect and reflect on what the bad truly do deserve. And maybe whether or not good is really completely good and should be thought about and worked on. And a reflection of the ones that truly were good, like Jesse Arias, and would have died wanting to say just good gods and what's right. A lot of people would have died like Jesse Arias, saying just good gods and what's right. I don't want to be here unless it's just good gods and what's right. But that's not how life goes. Jesse Arias was going to be killed in the worst ways and then taken by evil God enemies to God doesn't even know where. So when you are fucking around with the harm of the death of God, you create a nightmare where God and Jesus have not known where Jesse Arias is in a long time. But they won't tell the truth. Anyone who was murdered connected to the murder and mistreatment of my dead death is in limbo or constant death or horrifying stuck suffering somewhere. So that's why I told people to act like I'm nothing and just don't do anything until I can win. And that's why I always told people, just act like it's a normal day, don't care about anything until I've won. Because until I'm the dead God that can save you, I damn straight know a human can't save themselves. And I knew that everyone who was going to die in connection to me was going to be the worst dead limbo that evil God enemies would ever try to get anything stuck in. The greatest revenge of my existence is that the people all the way to the gods who did this to me are in worst death limbo and more than anything and anyone else ever will be. So because these people and more did this to me, they will die worse than all death of all things for all time. But I do have to go find everybody that died in connection to my death. I don't even know where they are. So it is a good time to go to San Diego, reflect on all that's been done to me and what really should be done about it once and for all, and regroup about everything that has ever mattered. That's important. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, maybe. And that's our temporary idea. It's a pretty good temporary idea because we love Mission Beach. We love Mission Beach. And we love Sand Dollars, Mission Beach. I wanted to sell these stupid keychains, but I haven't really put anything into it. If we go to San Diego temporarily, we would totally try to sell these keychains because it's just fun to stand at the beach and sell shit. And if they love God, nobody gives a shit anymore. And if they care about God, nobody gives a shit anymore. And if somebody who did always love us gods the whole time will be excited and holding the keychain. I wanted to sell the keychain to people in the desert, because they loved me overall more than San Diego. But they also hated me overall just as much as San Diego. So it's like, you buy the keychain or you don't. I mean, that's whether you give a shit about the power gods. It's not my problem. But it would be funner to sell the keychains in San Diego. And it's kind of sad because we don't like San Diego more than the desert area. But like, hey, people choose what they choose. If you ain't going to buy the keychains from me here, I'm going to San Diego. Like, it's something to do. So that's our other temporary plan, is to hang out around Mission Beach. Maybe be beach bums. Maybe stay at a shelter. Maybe go to that place where you can park. In San Diego, you can live in your car and just park at this parking place. They'll try to put you in a shelter or try to get you back into a home or apartment or something. But it's really fun temporarily. So like I could sit and do anything temporarily. The United States and Dubai don't seem to want to let me find a job I'd want. So I may be in limbo temporarily because they won't seem to let me merge into another existence. Well, that's okay, because I love to just kill my way through to wherever I want now. So I am a god who is on a killing spree. My enemies are dying till it's very, very sickening. I am the official reality that you will either bow down to the greatness of God or you will become that goddamn red carpet. And that's what I'm building to have the freedom I'm going to have. So Will I get a job? They don't seem to want to offer any job I'd want. So I'm just playing games in it the way the United States and Dubai is. Will I be able to go to a city that always loved and worshiped me the most? Well, yeah, but I can't seem to find one directly. So we might very well end up in Arizona. Because Landers and SkyValley don't have anywhere to work. Or anywhere to live. I tried to park near a child of God and a child of Jesus in SkyValley, but like, I just don't see how I could live like that. You know, like, I can park right next, I can park right next to a billion children of God, and they'll probably let me for a day or two or whatever, but like, you can't live like that. And I could park next to children of Jesus, but like, you can't live like that. So, and then if I can't work in SkyValley and Landers, it wouldn't make any sense to try to find a place for myself there. So I really wanted a traveling job to figure out where I wanted to live and where would worship or... And I wanted to use a traveling job to let every city kind of compete and become more spiritual and prove which city would want the power of God in a good way and eliminate all the rest of it. But like I said, the United States and Dubai just don't seem to want to let me work because like they can't get away with what they've done to murder me anymore. And like, why did you ever think you'd murder the death of God and live? You know, they're just really Looney Tune people. But that's all the plans we've got so far, so I'll keep you guys posted. Well, also there was one other plan. I had one plan with my friends. All of my friends who live the independent, radical, weirdo life, they don't live the same anymore. So I've been hanging out with my friends that live independently, and they've been like kind of thinking about the old school beach bum. And they're like, Bonnie, your brain's kind of out of date from dying too much. The old school beach bum days, like, it's not even realistic. If you're going to live alternative... And then, so they've been trying to explain to me how you live alternative in San Diego, and it's kind of fun and better than having a home because you can get up and just run around and do what you want on demand. But according to them, it has nothing to do with the beach bum old days where you could pretty much just take a nap on the beach, run around with people that had beach houses, and then like just kind of be like that and live like that. Apparently it doesn't work like that anymore, but there is some alternative lifestyle stuff we could do to have fun in San Diego and live a different way in San Diego since we're down there anyway. And now that I have so when I lived in San Diego, I had little to no power all the time anyway, so I just did what the devil said. And when I had any power, I did what I wanted very selectively because I had little to no power. Now that I'm unlimited, powerful, death power of God, and trust me, dead power God's way better than living power God. So now that I'm unlimited dead power, which is pretty massive shit, I would want to go back and love the Jesse Arias types, or the ones, you know, the 2% that actually really did love and worship me. I'd like to put a big pile of power of God into their souls and directions. So maybe this temporary thing for a month or two might be smart. I don't know. Like I said, I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah, I think that's all. That's all the gods and I have been like sitting around trying to figure out or think about. So yeah, we'll keep you guys posted. And if you guys can think of anything, go to my queen.